Yo, Trade TD23. Yo, Trade TD23 back again with another video. I'm back. Had to make a few adjustments, been doing stuff. So, yeah. So I'm just talking about, I know it's been probably about a month maybe since I've recorded a video. Trade deadline happened a few days ago, like the Thursday, so about, I'd say like 3 or 4 days. But we have some trades. I do have some notes here so I can remember the trades and everything because I can't remember them all. The Raptors trade Norman Powell to the Trailblazers for Rodney Hood, Gary Trent Jr. And I'm not gonna really worry about the picks per se. I'm not gonna say what the picks are because some of them just don't even matter. But Raptors trade Norman Powell to the Trailblazers for Rodney Hood and Gary Trent Jr. So I'm gonna talk about that trade. For that trade, it really doesn't change anything. I feel like Norman Powell, he's a veteran. He's won, and he might be a better scorer right now. He's averaging a dub. Gary Trent Jr. not averaging 20 points. Blah blah blah. Rodney Hood's still trying to recover from torn Achilles. Gary Trent Jr. he's gonna get paid this offseason, so I don't think the Trailblazers wanted to pay him. But then Norman Powell's on the last year of his deal, and he's gonna want to get paid. So I don't really see anything. I guess it's just, and they're about the same height too, so I really don't know what to think of it. And then what I want to say is the best trade of the trade deadline. The Bulls trade Wendell Carter Jr. and Otto Porter for Nikola Vucevic and Al-Farouq Aminu. I think we threw in a couple picks, so I'm going to talk about, I love it. I don't hate it. I don't 100% love it, but I love it. I would have rather, because Lauri's going to get paid this offseason. Someone's going to throw him a bag, and he's going to get paid. So I would have rather... I like how we got rid of Otto Porter. That's the only way we could have done that trade because of the contracts and everything. I like Vucevic. I like him. Al-Farouq Aminu, good wing defender, good three-point shooter. So he's a 3-and-D wing player, and he can kind of drive a little bit, and he's a veteran. Vucevic brings scoring, brings center play for us. This thing is, I wanted to try Wendell Carter Jr. at power forward. He's like 6'9", 6'10". He's injury prone going up against centers. So I wanted to kind of see us play him at the power forward position. That's what I wanted to see. But I'm not mad at the trade. I think it's a good trade for both. They're rebuilding, they're tanking. We're trying to make a playoff push, and we have I think we have $25 million in salary for this offseason. So we could make a move. We could throw someone a bag, and hopefully we can get someone. The thing is, I like Lonzo Ball and LaMelo Ball. I just don't like LeVar Ball. That's the only thing. I don't want him bringing none of his crap to Chicago if we trade it for Lonzo. But it seems like he wants to stay in New Orleans. Perfectly fine. I'm a little upset. I would have liked to get Lonzo, trade Lonzo for Markkanen. Seems pretty good. They need a 3-point. They need spacing for Zion and Ingram. But yeah, the Rockets trade Oladipo for Avery Bradley, Kelly Olynyk, and I think a draft swap for 2022, I think it was. A dub for the Heat. The Rockets have failed. They failed trading James Harden. They failed. They failed. I love John Wall, love Christian Wood, but the Rockets they're not in a good position. So pretty much what they did, they traded James Harden for Avery Bradley, Kelly Olynyk, Rodney Kurocs, 4 first-round picks, 4 second-round picks. I think it was just 4 draft picks, and 5 swaps, including this trade. So it's a L, bro. It's a straight L for that. That trade was terrible for the Rockets, but for the Heat, good wing defender, can help Jimmy Butler out with the scoring. They have a squad to defend. They can have Dragic, they can have Oladipo, Butler, Trevor Ariza, and bam. It's small, but everyone on the court can defend. And if you want to throw Tyler Hero in at the point, he's not the best defender, but you need a scorer at least. So the Clippers trade Lou Will for Rajon Rondo. Dub for the Clippers. I wanted them to sign him in the offseason. He got his bag, and now he's coming to the team where he can possibly take them over the top of the Western Conference. Floor general, someone that's going to enforce, someone that's going to set up Paul George and Kawhi Leonard for their shots, someone that's going to hold them accountable, which Lou Williams, Doc Rivers weren't doing that. Ty Lue, he's been trying. They've been doing good. They've been one of the best defending teams in the league. So yeah, that, and then I don't know what the Hawks are gonna do with Lou Will. They already have bench scoring. They have Trae Young. Maybe they're not starting Lou Williams with Trae Young, because then that backcourt is going to get destroyed. But I guess just another score for the Hawks. Hawks have been doing good since Nate McMillan, I think, was hired after Lloyd Pierce, I think, was fired. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about the Bulls trade Chandler Hutchinson, Daniel Gafford for Troy Brown Jr. and Mo Wagner. Like I've told people after I heard this trade, I like it. I liked Daniel Gafford. I liked him. Would have rather done the Hutchinson and Troy Brown Jr. trade, but I'm not mad at them for getting rid of Gafford for Mo Wagner, because it turned into Daniel Tice. So we're all good with that. Troy Brown Jr., a good 3-and-D player pretty much. He can do a little bit of everything. He played well in the bubble last season for the Washington Wizards. Hutchinson really wasn't doing what we thought he was going to do, I feel like. Mo Wagner, we ended up trading him, so I'm not even going to really talk about that. Daniel Gafford, he was good while he was here. I like Daniel Gafford a lot. But let's talk about the trade. Another one of the best trades. Mo Wagner. I think it was Mo Wagner and Luke Cornett for Javonte Green and Daniel Tice. If that's wrong, I'm sorry. I thought it was just Mo Wagner for Daniel Tice. I thought that was the trade. But yeah, I like the trade. Daniel Tice, he played good for the Celtics. Now that the Bulls are a competent team and they could make the playoffs, I do not want the Celtics to do good. I still want Miami to do good because they got my boy Butler. I like Bam. I like Tyler Hero. I like Oladipo. I like who else? Who else is on the team? I like Iggy. Trevor Ariza was good with the Rockets. He was all right with the Trailblazers. Wish he played in the bubble. That could have helped him a little bit. But yeah, Daniel Tice, a good 3-point shooter. He's not the tallest, but he can rim defend. He can defend bigger-ish centers that Wendell Carter couldn't. Mo Wagner wouldn't have been able to. So yeah, the Nuggets trade R.J. Barrett, Gary Harris for Aaron Gordon, and then who did they trade for JaVale McGee? I can't remember. I think it was Isaiah Hartenstein and some picks for JaVale McGee. It's a dub. It's a dub for the Denver Nuggets. They got a backup center. They got Aaron Gordon, a wing defender, an athletic wing that can catch lobs, that can create his own shot, that can defend the team's best player at times. Like, he can be physical. He's very athletic, so he should be able to at least stick with like a LeBron, with a Kawhi, with a Paul George, because he's a 6'8", 6'9" athletic wing that can do a little bit of everything. I think he's going to shine in his role. JaVale McGee, a really good backup big. He's a veteran. He's won 3 titles now with the Lakers and the Warriors. Good lob threat. R.J. Barrett has he's got a lot of potential. Gary Harris, a good 3-and-D player pretty much. He used to be able to score, but I don't know what happened to it. But he's still a good player. I'm not saying anything. I can't think of any other trade. There were a lot of trades. I'm not going to talk about like the Brad Wanamaker, just the small trades I'm not going to talk about. The Philadelphia 76ers got George Hill. They got rid of Terrence Ferguson, Tony Bradley, I think, and that went between the Thunder and the Knicks. I'm not 100% sure how that trade went, but I just know the Sixers got George Hill. Last couple things I'm going to talk about. Not the Rockets. The Nets signed LaMarcus Aldridge. I like every player that they've signed. I like Kyrie, James Harden, KD, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, LaMarcus Aldridge, Joe Harris, Bruce Brown. I like the players that they have. I don't know how the chemistry is, and it's just, I would have rather seen LaMarcus Aldridge go somewhere else. I know they're not their all-star selves. I just would have rather seen them go to a different team. Like LaMarcus Aldridge, go to the Heat. I would have liked, like, before the Bulls became what the Bulls are right now. I mean, they're not contenders right now. Maybe next season we can be. But before, I would have rather seen Andre Drummond go, and Drummond went to the Lakers, by the way. Drummond go to the Celtics. Celtics have needed center play for years, since the Isaiah Thomas era. Yeah. I don't know how much better the Lakers are, because Drummond has not performed in the playoffs. He's been to the playoffs twice, and he's lost every single game. He's not won, and he is like a 30% free throw shooter. Can't shoot 2 feet out the paint to save his life. But I don't think that should be a problem with the Lakers, because somehow last year with Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, they won. They won a title. Not saying somehow. They deserved it. They deserved the win. But I would have rather seen the Heat go to, or LaMarcus Aldridge go to the Heat, and Drummond. I'm fine with him going to the Lakers. I don't think it puts them over the top, because Andre Drummond, not a good free throw shooter, can't shoot out the paint to save his life, and has not performed in the playoffs. And the thing is, with people criticizing the Nets for doing what they did, I think the 2012 Miami Heat did the same thing. They signed Ray Allen, Rashard Lewis. They had Greg Anthony, who was not an all-star, but he was a great rim protector. They signed, I don't think they had Michael Beasley. But yeah, I'm not criticizing the Heat or the Nets. It's just how the game is. Everyone wants to join their buddies. There's no competition anymore. It's all, you already know it's gonna be it was the Warriors and Cavs, or it was the Heat against whoever came out of the West, and then it was the Warriors and Cavs, and then now it's the Lakers or the Clippers or any of the other teams. It's pretty much it's a West dominated league at this point. But who I think is the favorite in the East, obviously, healthy Nets. They can get their chemistry, get defense. Sorry about that. They can get if they can get defense and chemistry in. I don't think there's a team that could beat them in a 7-game series. And it's really between the Clippers and the Lakers in the West. I'm not disrespecting the Jazz. I just don't think they have everything. They have shooters, they have scorers, they have defenders, they have interior defenders, they have perimeter defenders. I just don't think they have enough to beat the Lakers or the Clippers. The Clippers, if they can be consistent and play good defense, I don't think... and if the Lakers are 100% healthy, that's going 7 games if the Lakers and Clippers match up again, if they can match up again. But yeah, that's pretty much how it is. But yeah, so it's between the Lakers, Clippers, maybe Suns, Jazz, and Trailblazers. So it is a deep Western Conference. For the East, it's pretty much the Nets, Sixers, maybe Bucks, and the Heat. I don't think the Celtics are in it this year. If they could have got Drummond, then that would have changed it. If Kemba could stay healthy, if they stopped when they get a lead, stop ISO ball, stop doing ISOs all game, then it could have been good, but they could have been a contender. But yeah, sorry for the long-ish video. I'm gonna try to be consistent now. I just had a couple things going on. Still got to get my computer fixed. Yeah, well, if you guys like this, please like, comment, subscribe, and peace.